Porsche 935. Now then, they're only making 77 of these cars worldwide. I just mentioned in the drive over, this is currently the only one in existence. The whole ethos of the car is an homage and a tip of the hat to the original 935 racing car of the 70s. Come with me and just look at the back of this car. Squat down here. So what was really interesting about the original 935 is that by racing regulations, the car had to be based around an existing car that was homologated back then. So even though the original Moby Dick didn't really resemble a road car at the time, underneath was an actual 911. Now if the camera can look at here, you can distinctly see that even though on the outside it looks like a completely new car, you can very clearly see the distinct shape of a 991 911, albeit made out of very chunky carbon fiber. Also, if you ever, in whatever world, get the opportunity to stick your head inside the fenders and cowling of an original 935, you will even still see the original tail lights, which is why they've maintained the 991 tail lights on this car. Now, because this car is longer and more race car, it is in fact nearly 5 meters long, which is, well, take it from me, a colossal car. Judging by all of the aero, come and check the front splitter out. So this car is all about less weight, slightly more power. It's running around about 10, I think, about 10 brake horsepower more than the standard GT2 RS. It is in fact based on the GT2 RS Club Sport, which is a track-only GT2 RS. But what they've also done on this is increase the downforce with things like massive front splitter, colossal rear wing, and every panel is carbon fiber. There was some photos going around the internet just before the Goodwood Festival of Speed. This car with no livery on at all, completely carbon through and through every single panel. So, lights, weight, more downforce, styling to tip the hat to the original 935 race car, and it's in the Martini livery, which is, I would say almost without doubt, the most iconic livery that was to grace the original 935. Okay. Long sleeves on, that is a rule and regulation for racing up the hill. You'll notice big Michelin slicks. Now these are specifically developed for this car. Normally up the supercar run you wouldn't be allowed to run slicks on the supercar run, but I think with this being somewhat of a star car, and also it's strictly a track only car, not a race car, it doesn't qualify for going in the race car category. Also, this is part of the Michelin supercar paddock cars, and Michelin have pretty much taken over the whole of GoodWood when it comes to supercars, so I think they were able to basically run what they like. Now, behind here, this is iconic aero styling from the original 935. What you can't see behind here is it's actually running steel brakes. Now, you might be forgiven for thinking, why isn't it running carbon ceramics off the GT2 RS? Because the car is heavily based on the GT2 RS Club Sport, which is the track version of the GT2 RS. It is in fact running Brembo steel racing brakes, which are so durable. I can imagine this thing on track must be insane. Speaking of which, let's send it up the hill. So they managed to shave 150 kilograms off the GT2 RS. Which is incredible considering they already went to pretty substantial weight savings on that car, even through the application of a titanium cage, the use of extensive carbon fiber. But this takes the use of extensive carbon fiber to a totally different degree. I mean, literally everything your eyeballs take on board is carbon. It's absolutely incredible. It's quite a weird feeling because on the inside there are elements which are so familiar to Porsche, particularly if you spent time in a GT product car of late. There's all sorts of switch gear and the gear select itself. This is still running the 7-speed, incredibly slick twin clutch PDK gearbox, only we're applying that power through slicks. What this thing must be like on the track with all of this aero, I just don't know. I just don't know. It's an absolute honour to be here. Now we're approaching the starting line. This is when the RPM of my heart starts to increase. We're 3 cars away. We've got a GT4 in front, Speedster just behind that, and then myself on the line in this homage crashed to a 935. What the hell is going on right now? Oh, I'm starting to get the adrenaline flowing here. I have to remember that this is running slicks and racing brakes, of which neither have any heat in them. Cool, quite a tight right-hander up here. I'm gonna put this into manual, so I'm gonna control the gears myself. Oh, off goes the speeder. I'm on the line, I'm on the line. This is berserk, this is berserk. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna take it steady on that first corner. We're off. Woo! Running through my legs, never mind my arms. Now on track, this thing must be absolutely bonkers. My smile glands are about to explode. Whew. That was distilled joy. What a phenomenal experience. Right, let's step out and just have a bit of a debrief. I need to calm down first, my legs are shaking. What a fantastic experience that was. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Put this into park. Not sure we even have do we have a handbrake on this thing? Not sure I do. Let's see what happens in park. That's okay. Woo! Good God, that was awesome. That was absolutely spectacular. Let's get some fresh air. I mean, if you're questioning how race car this car is, you got to pull this to open this safety net, then open this carbon door, and then get out of this full roll cage. So there you have it. That just happened. One of the things that's really difficult to convey on camera is the feeling of weight, but I'm sure the effortless movement of that door would that basically represents everything that this car stands for. Just ultra lightweight, ultra focused. What an amazing experience to drive a car up the hill on slicks as well. Also something that's so rare and so special. Look at the rear on this thing. Look at that. The aero is absolutely outstanding. So what's it like to drive? Weirdly quite familiar to a GT2 RS, but absolutely entirely different all at the same time. It's just a phenomenal experience. If I show you the inside of this side, look at this. I mean, every component of this is full-on race car. We've got the air input here for the air jacks, so your race team can come and conveniently swap your slicks effortlessly. It just looks berserk as well. Look at it. Now, I'm sure it's easy to tell that there's no headlights on this. These are only daytime running lights, so this car, well, right now is certainly not road legal. No doubt someone out there is going to convert this to a road legal car, maybe, who knows. But if they did, I'm telling you, man, this is the best sounding turbocharged, modern day turbocharged car that I've been in. It's unbelievable. One thing I did neglect to mention is the actual weight of the car. I keep going on about how lightweight it is. 1,380 kilograms and 700 horsepower on slicks with massive downforce. Yeah, it feels every bit as awesome as it looks. Very, This is actually quite a nice part because we get to roll down in a slower fashion so people can actually see it. This thing does not hang around. And I get to debrief you as to what it's like to drive. I mean, the whole experience goes by in such a blur. That run was 1 minute, maybe less, I don't know. So you don't really have a great deal of time to sort of take it on board. Half of you is thinking, don't bin this because the world and his dog is watching. The other half of you is like, how do I make this new car work? And the other half of you is trying to pinch yourself thinking, is this really happening? Sure enough, it is. Here we are, parked up on the hill climb. Start this thing up. Back to how this thing sounds. Why can't we make road-going turbocharged cars sound like this? I mean, this is still a very modern-day turbocharged car. Without exception, the best-sounding modern-day turbocharged car that I've driven. Sorry about this netting, by the way. It's terribly antisocial, but because race car. What is cool, and is quite unique to this car, is the wing mirrors. Now, despite the fact that it's heavily based on a GT2 RS, the wing mirrors are from an RSR race car. How do you like that for your track day accessory? That's cool. Now, conveniently, what we do have is the same air conditioning unit from a GT2 RS, which is good because it's 28 degrees outside, and I don't have any windows. These are Lexan plexiglass windows, all in the name of weight saving, of course. But this is a really cool bit because, well, I get to breathe while I'm driving, which is nice, but we also get to follow some exotica. We have a Porsche 911 reimagined by Singer in front of us. Beautiful car. And honestly, I know it was short, but it was super intense. Still buzzing from that. I literally have adrenaline through my limbs. What an amazing, amazing experience. Now let's just talk about the traction. So, still maintaining that famous Porsche layout, engine way out back, all the weight over the rear tyres. The grip this thing has, even on cold slicks. This thing slingshotted me off the starting line. I was fearful for my life in that first corner because we were gathering pace. I mean, the GT2 RS, the standard road car, is one of the fastest accelerating road cars ever made. This has more power and way less weight. Imagine what that feels like. Berserk! Absolutely berserk! So just before we get back to the paddock and park up, you gotta get a load of the revs on this thing, because the sound of the pops and bangs, well, have a little bit of this. It just sounds so good. It just sounds so good. All right.
we have it.
So, there you have it. Well, that's an experience I'm going to be coming down from for the next few days. I feel truly, truly honoured. Once again, a massive, massive thank you to Porsche for putting me in currently the only 935 in existence. What a massive honour. I hope that the cameras and the audio did just 10% of the justice of how this thing sounds. Honestly, if they could make a GT2 RS sound like this on the road, it would be incredible. But it just shows, doesn't it, how far Porsche can push their cars. You can step out of a GT2 RS and think that's as fast as you'd ever need, and then they can turn up the wick to 11 and create something like that. 77 lucky owners coming around the world. Yeah, massive. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more track only or race car dedicated special stuff. As always, thanks so much for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao.
I wanna run away, wanna make mistakes now, 'cause